and welcome to episode number 24 of the Sister-Cousins Candid Conversations podcast. Today is all about holiday cheer. It's my favorite time of the year. Holiday cheer, favorite time of the year. We're going to be talking about Thanksgiving and Christmas. What you having for Thanksgiving? Is it all traditional? Is it non-traditional? What's some things you gotta have? Some things you don't care if they'll never make ever again. We're gonna have this battle: sweet potato pie versus pumpkin pie. Black folks,
there really isn't any discussion. We all know the answer: sweet potato pie,
pumpkin pie. Okay, and then when is the appropriate time to put your Christmas lights up? And then when Christmas is over, how long should them Christmas lights stay up? You got to call Karen or your neighbor because Karen got her Christmas lights up until May 24th. We need to talk about it.
So I'll start. Okay.
Well, you don't even know what the question is. The question is, what is your favorite food for Thanksgiving and or Christmas?
Okay, so Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday.
Okay.
After my birthday, because y'all know that's a national holiday too. But anyway, so Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. So I pull out all the stops. I cook all the food. I make all the desserts. I start cooking on Tuesday, okay?
All the hog mugs, all the collard greens. I want some of that stuff too.
So, my favorite... So I gotta have cake. I always make a red velvet cake. I gotta have a red velvet cake making from scratch. It's so good. And I like to cut it while it's still warm. Oh my goodness, it just melts in your mouth.
Hold on. What is scratch? What's scratch?
Scratch. Okay, so my stuff don't come out nobody's box, okay?
Okay. So your stuff is homemade, no box
homemade. I put all the ingredients in it. I do all the stirring. I get the carpal tunnel and everything to make it just right. So I got to make that. So desserts is a big part of my Thanksgiving meal because I got kids, and so everybody wants a different dessert. So we will have banana pudding. We'll have 7-Up cake. Everybody knows 7-Up cake is our family cake. We'll have 7-Up cake. We have at least 4 sweet potato pies. We have red velvet cake. My mother likes German chocolate cake, but with chocolate frosting.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that coconut. Ugh.
Yeah. Okay, y'all ruined it. It's not German chocolate cake if it ain't got German chocolate frosting, okay? But anyway, that's just me. So we'll have all of that, and who knows what else they're gonna request. Last year, my mama wanted some lemon sour cream pound cake that I had to search hot and low to make, found a decent recipe for, and I had to create. It was so good. But so when I make my plate, the one thing that you can definitely leave off the menu, actually 2 things at my house, you can definitely leave off the menu for Thanksgiving. We don't have no chitlins. Ain't no shitterlings at my house.
Yeah, can't do chitlins.
And I don't care if we have not nobody's turkey, okay?
Okay, I'm with you on that.
Hey, I had the right kind of turkey.
The only time I'm interested in the turkey is if somebody deep fried, and I don't even want the turkey. I just want the skin. Ooh, that skin be good now, but only if it's deep fried. But no, we don't have turkey on the menu for Thanksgiving at the Ivy house.
I thought you would say.
Well, let's go round table with that. So my must have. Okay, first of all, Christmas is my favorite holiday. However, Thanksgiving is a second close. Thanksgiving, my must have, I can never have Thanksgiving without 2 things. That's cornbread dressing, and chitlins. I only make one time a year. Okay, let me tell y'all. It's so weird. Everybody think this is weird. It's not weird to me.
That's nasty.
Cleaning the chitterlings is very therapeutic for me, honey. I turn on my iHeartRadio.
I don't even see how you can eat them after you don't cleanse them. It's like that would be a turn off.
I pour my wine. I set up one side of my sink with some hot salty water. I have my bucket where I'm gonna take them out and put the stuff. Listen, them chitlins, with some hot, you boil them. Listen, I gotta have chitlins, okay? My other things I have to have every Thanksgiving: sweet potatoes, ham, mac and cheese. Now, from a dessert standpoint, I'm always gonna have a 7-Up cake, but I love chocolate pie. That's another family recipe: chocolate pie with graham cracker crust. And my newest addition is a lemon pie. I love that too. I love lemon. Now,
you know what, Luanda? Years ago, Granny used to make a lemon meringue pie. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I don't like lemon. I don't like that fuzzy stuff. I don't want no meringue. It ain't the same. Lemon meringue, I don't like that. Now, sweet potato pies are okay for me. I do not ever have to have it. But if my husband requests it, because I'm making the food, I will make a sweet potato pie. It's not something that I have to have, but you know.
Okay, for me, I'm different. So I can do without the sweet potatoes, but I gotta have a sweet potato pie. Like, I don't like sweet potatoes, but I love sweet potato pie. Like, I gotta have. So, like, you know how Granny likes to have 7-Up cake with her dressing, right? She has to have a piece of 7-Up cake with her dressing. Mm-hmm. I have to have sweet potato pie with my dressing. My mama has to have potato salad with her dressing. It's just some weird. It's crazy, but yeah.
Sure.
As far as turkey though, I am not a turkey girl. First of all, our family either makes the broth for our dressing with a capon or a stewing hen,
or a duck,
sometimes but sometimes duck is too greasy. However, I am stupid and very selfish, because back in the day when I first was grown, I would throw that bird away after I got that broth. But now, I chop up what I know. I chop up the meat. I chop up the meat and sometimes mix some of it into the dressing while it's cooking, and it's so good. But now I'm smart. I shave the meat, cut the meat up, and I make some good sandwiches with some of that Hawaiian bread. Juju, what you gotta have, what you don't have to have. If you say green beans, I'm gonna cut you.
I love it.
Nobody want no green bean casserole. That ain't no brown and black household. Nobody doing no green bean casserole.
Whatever. Anyway, my favorite holiday would have to be Christmas. And I'm just like you. Thanksgiving is a close second. Things I have to have or that I usually want, we usually have this. So I do not ever cook Thanksgiving dinner.
Really?
We know.
We always go to my in-laws' house. Praise the Lord. So that usually they call and ask me what I want, and they just add that to the menu. So what we normally have, I have to have greens. I have to have a sweet potato pie. I have to have mac and cheese. I have to have cornbread dressing. If we're gonna have a turkey, it has to be fried. I love some fried turkey now. A ham. My mother-in-law makes the best butternut cake. Oh my gosh.
Butternut cake.
Best butternut cake from scratch. It is so good.
That sounds good. I want a slice.
And then yams. So those are usually my must-haves that I usually want for Thanksgiving. Things that don't have to be on the menu. Chitlins. I do not like chitlins. I don't like the smell of chitlins. I don't like, it's a nasty, disgusting thing that we've been delivered from and we don't have to eat anymore. So I can't even eat my food if I smell chitlin juice. I just don't, it's just nasty to me. So yeah, chitlins don't have to be on there. I do love vegetables. So occasionally there will be some green beans or corn or whatever. So I'm all for that. I can eat that anytime. But those are my must-haves.
So I was, like I said, I don't really have to have sweet potatoes, but I remember one year, Joanna and I went to Gainesville to see Auntie Shirley for Thanksgiving, and she had made like this mashed sweet potato souffle or something. I don't know what it was, but it was so good.
It was good.
It was good.
We ain't never had it before.
You put marshmallows on it
before, and we tore that up. It was no leftover.
I don't know
what marshmallows on it.
No, it didn't have marshmallows on it. It didn't, but it was delicious.
It's something I had never heard of, because I'm looking at Donnie like, you want to taste it? She looking at me like, you go taste it.
Y'all better be careful. Auntie Shirley watch this podcast. Y'all get beat up.
We were looking at each other like, should we eat this?
Like, we ain't used to this. Is this okay? But it was so good. I don't know what it was.
It
You have to
was.
call her and find out what that was.
Yeah, we
Sweet
need to know
potato
what that
souffle.
is because I might try that. But other
It
than
is. So
that,
listen,
no.
you basically boil the potatoes like you would if you were making sweet potatoes. You boil them, and once they soften up, you pour the water off. And once they soften up, you just kind of mash them up. I eat sweet potato souffle when I'm going sugar free, because sweet potatoes is naturally sweet, and so you. But when you making it as a Thanksgiving meal, you add your brown sugar, you add your butter, or you add your nutmeg and cinnamon. And so instead of having the sweet potatoes cut up, you just kind of whip it, like mashed potatoes or whatever, and put it in the oven and bake it. Some people put marshmallows on it, which I'm not into that, but it gives it a more of a sweeter flavor.
Like I said, it was so good.
But it was different because I've had sweet potato souffle or whatever you call it before.
It was not souffle. I don't know what it was, but it was
different.
good.
I had never seen it or heard of it before, and I was looking at Donnie like, have you?
And I was looking at and so it was funny because when we first put it on our plate, we both took like a really small spoonful, and then we was like, oh, let me get some more of that.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
We had to get the recipe and see what it's working with.
Yeah, so, but let's see. Okay, so reasons why I love Thanksgiving. Like these two are Christmas fanatics. We can skip Christmas. But I love Thanksgiving because for me, it is a family holiday where everybody gets together. There are no pretenses. There's no, oh, we got to do this. We got to have this. We got to make sure everybody is happy. You get together. You eat a lot of good food. You tell a lot of bad jokes. Somebody's going to get cussed out.
Question.
Here's a question.
Wait a minute.
I got a question.
Wait a minute, church usher. Wait a minute.
I got a question.
What's your question?
First of all, you're lying. Because when too many of us get together in the kitchen, everybody think that their food is the best, and they want to make this, that, third, and the fourth, and the fifth.
But that wasn't always the issue. So, like we've done like a potluck Thanksgiving, remember? Mm-hmm. And that was fine. Everybody was happy because Luanda told Granny her greens was slimy once. But so I love Thanksgiving because you get together with people that you love or even like. And there is football. Y'all know how I feel about football. And there's food and there is jokes. And, you sometimes see people that you haven't seen in years. And it's just all around feel good. I mean, you go into a food coma, you take a little nap, you get up and you eat again. I mean, I'm just all warm and fuzzy inside thinking about it, y'all. I love it.
So I like Thanksgiving as well. When we were both living in Texas, I lived in San Antonio, you lived in Austin.
Yep.
I think the first couple of years, I think I would always make my own food at home. But Zara and I would spend the night and come to your house or whatever. And she was real, what you call it? You was real territorial about what you was gonna cook and eat. I said, hold up, player, you ain't gonna tell me how come I can't make whatever. So she would make her stuff, and the stuff that I like, that only I like how I make, I would bring my stuff over and we all have a good old time. However, I must say, go ahead.
And we would play spades, and I can't play spades.
You still can't. Me and your mom will be playing spades trying to help you out. But anywho, Christmas is the most magical, beautiful, most fun time of the year. For the same reasons. Number one is the Lord and Savior's birthday. We celebrating around that time. And then the family, listen, you cannot say that the most fun that we have had as a family has not been at Christmas time. I love when we would get together. Everybody put their name in a hat or bag. You pick a name. We all go to the mall. You trying to keep a secret with who name you got or whatever. And you couldn't be around a person that you picked. I mean, who names you picked, because then they would know that they was the person. We would all pick out our gift. We would exchange. We would drink eggnog. We're drinking a little at Bailey's. My mom making margaritas.
I bought some eggnog today at the grocery store, girl.
I got some, girl. Made my stomach hurt, but it was good.
You lactose intolerant, girl. You gotta take a little something before you drink it.
Listen, I ain't got time for that. I'm just gonna have to let it go later, but I'm gonna drink that like it is. Anywho, everybody, I mean, just in the world, everybody is courteous. You ain't getting the bird when you're driving, people letting you in. You at the store, oh no, go ahead, you go in front of me. I'm like, you sure? I got about 17 items and you only got 2. You want me to go ahead of you? Thank you. You're so sweet.
No, because let me tell you, I am bah humbugging, Scrooging it all the way through until the 24th. Okay.
Oh, goodness.
Everybody is so patient and kind and sweet. I mean,
well, okay, I was about to ask the same thing. When you said that,
maybe it's me.
Experience.
Maybe it's me, but that's the most. I'm in La La Land. Okay, I love
apparently.
Christmas. You can't really make me mad around Christmas time. I'm like, girl, I'm gonna pray for you. Let Jesus will fix it. Love you, girl. However, I just think that it is. I mean, the Christmas lights, the Christmas trees. I love going through neighborhoods and looking at everybody's lights and all that. It's kind of a bummer because my husband is Jehovah's Witness, so we don't put up a Christmas tree or any decorations, and so I live to look at somebody else's. But that cooking is going down in my house. I'm cooking a whole feast, like about 17 people coming over, and it's only me, and he'll eat or whatever. So I'm eating stuff for days, but I have learned to kind of make my stuff for a day or two or whatever and keep it moving. But Christmas is my most favorite time of the year.
I will say the thing I love about Christmas, because I don't hate Christmas. It's just not my thing. I love that in November, sometime in October, Hallmark started playing these Christmas movies. Girl, I did.
First of all, they lame now because they all the same. Somebody gonna
fall in love, and somebody gonna be happy on Christmas. Okay. And
I'm with you, Donnie. I'm right there watching them.
Listen, okay.
I watch them. But they still corny.
Listen, and Netflix got some too, girl. Okay, so I'm gonna watch one tonight before I go to bed.
Look, I don't do football, so it's like, look, in place of football, I go to Hallmark or Lifetime.
Okay.
The movies start coming out around there. So
okay, so I love the Christmas holiday movies. They are some of my favorites, and then I love Christmas lights. I love to drive around. The kids and I have a tradition where we try to go every weekend to a different neighborhood and see the Christmas lights. And we love it. We go get hot cocoa from Starbucks while we're driving around looking at the Christmas lights. We also, the kids and I have a tradition. We have what's called our Christmas Eve tradition. It's called a Christmas Eve box. And so it's like a holiday box, and I put new pajamas in there, or a sweatshirt or a robe. It has some candy in there. It has like a toy or activity, and we all open our Christmas Eve boxes on Christmas Eve. Then we watch, a Charlie Brown Christmas, because that's our favorite. And we read The Night Before Christmas, and we also read the birth of Jesus in the Bible. We have some tradition. You on mute, LaWanda, so I can't hear what you say.
It sounds like you like Christmas to me, boo.
No, I got 5 kids.
Whatever.
So anyway,
like it.
Listen, and let me tell you what so my kids are obsessed with the matching Christmas pajamas. Y'all, I went to Target today. I had to get 7 pair of pajamas. Do y'all know how much
they cost? I need some. I want some flannel pajamas that button up. How much they cost?
Too damn much, because I have so many kids. Actually, they're on sale this week.
We all dress up and put our pictures of our Christmas pajamas up.
Okay, so we all need to have matching Christmas pajamas, and I'll show y'all. So I bought them today. I gotta order my mom's online because they didn't have her size in the store, so I gotta order hers online. But we're gonna be in the same outfit from Rachel to my mama. Okay.
Oh, so cute.
That's gonna be cute.
Well, let me ask y'all this. What is y'all favorite Christmas song? This song right here gets me in the mood. Let me play it for y'all. Donnie Hathaway, This Christmas.
Look, you can't play that too much because YouTube.
Oh,
copyright law.
And you can't play it, but a snippet.
Okay, that's it. Listen.
So,
listen, that song right there, girl. I walk in the store. I'm like, I'm buying one of those. I'm getting one of those. And I want one of those. Give me 2 of those. If y'all listen, somebody need to follow me into the store. They play that song right there. I'm coming out broke. I love that song. That's my favorite Christmas song. Okay, what you like, Juju?
I think I have really 2. I like This Christmas, This Christmas.
That's that one.
Will be
That's
That
that
a
one.
very
Donnie Hathaway.
special Christmas.
Right,
But
and
so
then
many people have
I like
remade
the old
it.
school Silent Night.
Oh, which one? The one by the Temptations?
Yes.
Silent night.
So you can't have Christmas without hearing the Temptations.
Holy night.
Oh, but my ultimate favorite Christmas song, and this is a Christian one, is by Kurt Franklin and the Family. Now Behold the Lamb.
Oh,
I love, love, love,
yeah.
I'm
love.
gonna write that down. I'm gonna have to listen
That
to
song
that.
is still anointed
Girl, you
30 years later.
I don't know about the name.
Listen,
I don't know about the name.
you
How'd
know
it
the
go?
song, and when you
I'm
listen to it,
pretty
you're
sure.
gonna know it. But
Okay.
yeah, that one, it don't matter how many times you listen to it, what you're doing, where you're at. All of the spirit
Right.
engulfs your body.
That song is anointed. I was like, 30 years later, that song is anointed. I love
Do
it.
you hear me? Okay, so my favorite Christmas song is "Let It Snow" by Boys to Men.
I like that.
Let it snow. I love that song. And then of course, you know, this Christmas, I love that one. But I am a huge proponent of Jingle Bells. I'm corny. And oh, Hark the Herald Angels Sing.
Jingle bells, Batman smells,
Robin laid an egg. The Batmobile lost his wheel and Joker ran away.
Hey,
Oh Lord. I don't even know the words to
So
that.
what's one of like your favorite Christmas movies?
Of course.
ooh.
Look, you want to say one?
Why
I
no?
know.
Like,
I like this Christmas, the one with Chris Brown and them, and I like that.
Okay, that one was funny. I like that one.
Then you go ahead.
I don't even look. I don't forgot the name, but it's the classic Christmas where the guy gets the gun and shoots himself in the eye. What's the name of that one?
Oh, A Christmas Story.
It's a story. I
'Cause
love.
he wanted a Red Ranger BB gun.
I watch that. I promise you, I watch that every Christmas. I love that movie. There's just so many funny.
Oh my gosh.
I love that movie.
There's a song, there's a Christmas movie that makes me cry, and it's not necessarily a Christmas movie. What's it? Something Life with the mixed girl, the black girl. She was mixed. Her mom was black. She was a maid.
Oh, Imitation of Life.
Imitation of Life. I like watching that around Christmas. It makes me so sad.
Yeah, I never seen that one before.
I've never watched Imitation of Life because it was
It's
just
good. It's about
Netflix got like 108 million Christmas movies. Y'all, I am gonna be up all night tonight. See, I ain't turning my TV on all week because I've had stuff going on at work. But
you're gonna be on podcast. You're gonna be in podcast jail. Stop interrupting everybody. Jeez.
Yeah.
We're gonna put you in podcast jail. Stop deboing everybody's segment, punk. I forgot what I was saying. Imitation of Life. I liked watching that movie, but it makes me sad. It's about a black woman who was a maid, and she had a daughter that was mixed, and the girl was so light she could pass for Caucasian, and she was ashamed that her mother was black and that she was a maid. And at the end, get to the end of the story, the mother died, and so the daughter hadn't seen her in years, and so she running behind the casket, and it was just so sad or whatever. But anyway, yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, Donnie, what you gonna be watching? What's your favorite?
Oh, I didn't even think about that when I asked. I don't even know. You know what? I wouldn't even say it was a favorite, but it was just a really sweet one. It was one that came out on Netflix last year. It was like, I think, the Christmas Advent. And the girl, she was like a photographer, and her childhood friend, and her grandmother who had passed had left her this Advent calendar, and it seemed like every day she opened.
That was good.
Yeah, she opened one up, that thing would happen. So it was just really cool. So I enjoyed that.
I like that.
I'm not a huge proponent of Christmas, but I am a huge proponent of the excitement that others feel around this season. This season is magical for some people, and it can change the course of their life for the better. And so I just like seeing people happy. That's one of the things about me. I love to see other people happy. I love to make other people happy. I threaten my kids from Thanksgiving all the way up to Christmas that if they don't behave, it ain't gonna go down.
Good gracious.
Girl, let me tell you, you get a lot of pull around Christmas time when people give you that Christmas list. Hey, I'm just saying that Christmas list. But no, so we're excited. They're always, my kids love to do arts and crafts. So they do arts and crafts for every holiday and post it and put it up all over my wall and don't want to take it down. But let's talk. That's one of the things you asked. Like, when is it okay to put up your Christmas tree?
Wait, not yet. Danya, one thing I like about your house at Christmas time is with all your kids, you always have each of their gifts packaged in a different wrapping paper. I always thought that was really cool or whatever. Because honey been over her house on Christmas morning, baby. When all that paper come off, it looked like Santa Claus threw up gifts and stuff. It was like everywhere. Oh my goodness. That's one thing.
It's like, funny because Zaria was the paper picker upper, and she was like, "It's just so much paper."
Yeah, I like that. It was something else I was gonna mention before we got to the question you just talked about, but anyway, it'll come back to me. Go ahead. When is it appropriate to put up your Christmas lights or Christmas tree decorations, and when is the official time to take them down? I know in our family, especially my mom, she used to always have her tree up and her decorations the day after Thanksgiving. So that is what we would start that Thanksgiving night and put it up. And my mom usually always had like a white Christmas tree with red decorations on it. So that was another favorite thing of mine to do, was to decorate the Christmas tree. What y'all think?
So yeah, for me, I think like after Thanksgiving, it could be even Thanksgiving night, but definitely after Thanksgiving or the first week of December, we'll get that tree up, get decorated. I personally want to take it down no later than December 27th. But that's because my son's birthday is on January 1st. And so I don't want to take away from his birthday by still having up Christmas decorations. But what I have learned is my child loves Christmas and he loves the decorations and he doesn't want to take them down. So we keep them up a little longer than I would like, sometime after the new year.
Mm-hmm.
But so
I thought it was always appropriate up until the new year. Like you take them down maybe that January 1st when you cooking your black eyed peas. That's what I always thought.
I always put my Christmas tree up, usually Thanksgiving weekend. Now my mom puts hers up like literally after Halloween.
The day after Halloween.
She'll put hers up. I usually put mine up Thanksgiving weekend, but I always take it down before the new year because it's the new year. I don't want to take old things into the new year.
Right.
So I usually take it down, sometime, probably, sometime after Christmas, either Christmas Day night or a day or two after. So
I think it's funny that Auntie Natalie puts her tree up so early. And didn't at one point, did she used to have like multiple trees throughout the house?
Multiple trees. So I don't know if she's gonna, I think last year she did have multiple trees. But yeah, she has at least 2, sometimes 3. And they're all decorated different. So
I
like seeing it in
my mom's
house.
favorite holiday. She always goes out like with the decorations, with the light. She's always done that. Even as a child, she's always done Christmas like her favorite time of the year.
Yeah.
So I like that. Now we don't do, well, we have kids now. So now we do lights. We didn't used to do lights. But now the kids like, lights. So we do we had some Paw Patrol Christmas things that we put out last year. This year, I think my husband bought some like icicles or something he was going to put up on the house, but I don't really care about that. I do like a Christmas tree though. I like to decorate and what I typically do, like we don't believe in Santa Claus in our house. So our kids already know Santa ain't bringing you nothing. Mama and daddy is paying for this stuff. And we don't really do a lot of gifts. However, we do allow the grandparents to do what they want. And this is typically the time that they splurge. So when you see all them thousands of gifts, that's not from us. That's from the grandparents. We feel like that's the grandparents. If they do this once a year, we let them go with it.
It's time to shine, huh? Boom.
I'm gonna need some of them kind of grandparent energy up in my house, okay? Because no, but I love the decorations. I love to see so my kids and we decorate our tree together. I put the lights on, but They put all the other decorations on there. We have some decorations from when they were little that they made at school that we still put on there. We have some, I used to try to do that whole Hallmark baby's first Christmas thing. Yeah, that only made it to 2 kids. So we only got 2 of them. So, we have some decorations that we actually made as a family. Like we made some ornaments, one sitting at the dining room table. So we put those up there. So we have some things that we do, and it's a very enjoyable time because again, we do a lot of hot chocolate around the Christmas holiday. A lot of nights where we stay up a little extra late and we, cuddle, and I don't know. Yeah.
So it sounds like you're going into my next question. I was going to ask you, do you guys have any holiday traditions that you do? I guess for me, I don't like the same food for Christmas that we have for Thanksgiving. And so I always have a theme. It could be Mexican night, it could be Italian night, it could be seafood night. So my tradition is I like to do different foods for Christmas than I do for Thanksgiving. So that is kind of like my holiday tradition. I'm going to always do something different or whatever. How about you, Juju? Oh, sorry, Danya.
We don't do that either. I don't like the same food that we have for Thanksgiving. So we always do something different for Christmas. We've done seafood bowls, we've done spaghetti, we've done pretty much anything, just like you said, Mexican, whatever. But yeah, I usually reserve to have all the traditional stuff on Thanksgiving, and then on Christmas we just kind of plan whatever. We don't have, I would say the only tradition that we have, which I have always done this, like we would have on Christmas Eve at 12 o'clock, we were allowed to open one gift. So we always would wait up into that 12:01, then we get up and go open that gift and lay back down. So my kids, they haven't, if they wake up, then we let them, but they don't get up to 6 or 7 the next day. So, but yeah, so we put up after, whatever needs to be put together or whatever, my husband and I, we put them to bed and then we stay up late, put everything together and then wait for the kids to wake up. And we usually record just to see their faces and, how they're going to react and respond. But so I love that because, the kids are super, super excited. Oh my gosh, we got gifts, blah, blah, blah. But But the one thing I still try to do is make sure that they understand this is not about giving gifts. This is about, we celebrating the birth of Christ. So we still try to make sure that we incorporate that in there so they don't think that it's just about, receiving something, And I think one of the traditions that I want to start with them, I'm waiting for them to get a little bit older, is, on one of these, either Thanksgiving or Christmas, is actually helping families in need, maybe going to a shelter and helping them pass out food or something. Because I want them to understand we are fortunate and blessed, but everybody's not. So we do tend to donate toys and stuff. We always donate at our church, they have an angel tree there. So I usually take the kids with me when we're picking out things to get the kids, for the angel tree and have them wrap them up. And then we take those to church. But I kind of want to instill in them that it's not about
receiving.
It's not about receiving. It is about giving. And we are celebrating the birth of Christ. So.
Yeah, I will say in regards to going to a shelter or something, I always try to sign up as far in advance as possible because there are a lot of people who like to do that around the holiday seasons. And I found that if I don't sign up in September for us to do it, if I wait till November, we can't do it because they already have enough volunteers. So I mentioned some of our traditions earlier. The kids and I always do Christmas Eve boxes. And the reason that is our tradition is when I was still married, and before we even had kids, my ex-husband and I, we always opened a present on Christmas Eve. That was just our thing. And we didn't wait till midnight. It was just our thing because more than likely we had to work on Christmas because of our jobs. So we would always open a gift on Christmas Eve. And so that's something that I do with the kids with our Christmas Eve boxes. My mother also gets a Christmas Eve box because she's like a child. I'm the only one who don't get a Christmas Eve box. I need them to get their life in order. But anyway, so that's one of the things that we do. And like I said, we watch a Charlie Brown Christmas every year. We read the night before Christmas storybook. Then we read the scriptures in the Bible regarding the birth of Christ. these are things we do every year. We've done since they were little, and they always take a Christmas Eve picture. And then once everybody goes to bed, me and my mama wrap presents. I build stuff. I might need to. Hey, if there are any men watching, I'm gonna need a Christmas boo to come put some stuff together this year. Your sister's tired, okay? So that's just it. I mean,
Ain't
those
nothing
are
free now.
Right.
You heard?
I'm gonna buy you a gift, boo. I'm gonna buy you something.
Mhm.
But no. So then for Thanksgiving, I do have Thanksgiving traditions too. I like to, when I'm cooking, there is alcohol involved. Okay. I am like, again, I love this holiday. I like to be comfortable. I put on some sweats and a t-shirt. I have, projected my music onto the TV, so I'm blasting it. I don't care if you sleep, because I'm not sleep, because I'm up cooking, so y'all can eat because y'all like to eat. So I really enjoyed the preparation of the meal for Thanksgiving. So, and also we don't do the traditional meal for Christmas, because we usually do it for Thanksgiving. But Christmas is my mother's favorite holiday. So whatever it is that she wants me to make on Christmas, I make. Even if it ain't something I want to eat. But yeah, so those are our traditions, which they're small, but they're important for us. And I think it's always important to create your own traditions. Like sometimes you marry into a family and they have traditions, but when you start your own family, you have to create your own traditions. And that's something that the kids and I have. We have our traditions.
You know,
And we usually don't leave. I mean, now that I have kids, we used to go to my in-laws' house, or we would alternate between my family when they lived in North Carolina and my husband's family who lives in Alabama. But now that we have kids, we don't typically go anywhere because that's our family time. So usually they either come to us or, we just have Christmas by ourselves.
Yeah.
another tradition that our family did, I mean, we talk about all the fun games and things that we did was on Christmas Eve. We didn't wait till Christmas morning. We would
Right.
open the gifts on Christmas Eve or whatever. So
Mhm.
that was always fun, playing games or whatever and listening to music and just acting a fool or whatever. Acting.
Acting.
ACK, we was acting a
Acting a
fool.
fool. Yes.
Yeah. So what else y'all have to say?
I remember one of my favorite memories for Christmas is, and growing up, is, shut up, I'm not going to podcast jail. Anyway,
I was gonna shoot you.
one of my favorite memories is the church that I grew up in Indiana. We had sunrise service on Christmas morning. So we would always be at church at 6:00 in the morning, 7:00 in the morning. And then we would have church. And then after, we would go to my great grandmother's house for breakfast. So that's one of my fondest memories growing up as well from Christmas. So I recall that. Yeah, that was a big deal.
I'm glad you mentioned that because that was the one thing I was going to say before I sent you the podcast, Jill. Growing up, going to Tree of Life, every Christmas day we had a service. It wasn't at 6:00. It's around about 10 a.m. and everybody went to church. We had a church service, and so we had to. And then we used to have this other. It was called the Night in White. I think this happened in November. And the night in white, the entire church would be decorated, like all the pews would be covered in like sheets, and then they put all these like lights and different things on the wall. So the church was all white. And I guess it was significance of like, what heaven would be like. And everybody had to wear white. And then we would kind of like march around a church with these candles, and it was a service. It was so beautiful. It's called the Night in White. And so I remember those services or whatever. So I always liked that.
And we have, what I remember is that, well, depending on where we were living, it's like some of our churches had, different things. Like we would have we would do communion as a family on Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
So they would open a church up and you would go in there and they have little candles you light, and then you can walk up to the altar and take communion with your family. So that's all it was, just to go in there, do communion, and then you leave. We have been to some churches who actually had a service on Christmas Eve that we would go to. So like a whole program and all that. So we would do that too. our church currently right now is usually we do communion as a family on Christmas Eve.
I
We
like
did
that.
that at New Year's Eve. We would go to church and have communion. That was part of
Now,
bringing in New Year.
in some of my churches now, New Year's Eve, we used to do a watch night service.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we did
nice.
those.
Go in at like 10 o'clock and then you bring in the new year at church and
Yeah.
celebrate and all that. So
Why you hear all the
so yeah, we
From Gary.
on that too. Some of the churches here though, like they don't have a lot of watch night services here, which was surprising to me. Because I guess it's just depending on what location you're in, but there are some that still do have some here. So it just depends on what we're gonna do. Our church does not do it.
I got a question for you, Donna. Do you remember who used to shoot their gun New Year's Eve?
Granddaddy.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. I learned that's the first time
And
I ever shot a gun.
He would do it out the front door.
Out
That
the
was
front
scary.
door, okay?
That was the scary part.
Not up in the air.
Yeah,
It
nah,
would be-
he just shoot across the street.
Yeah, like I'm like, hope we don't wake up in the morning somebody laying flat in the middle of the street. Now I'm assuming it was in the air, but it was in the front yard, like he did out the front door. To me,
Like
like
he basically just stepped on the porch, girl, and then was shooting the gun. Okay.
Wow. I don't have those memories.
Yeah. So, but I just think, the holidays are what you make them, and I think I strongly encourage our listeners and viewers not to allow the stress of the holidays to take the joy out of it from you. Again, comparison is the thief of joy. Don't compare what you can do to what someone else is doing. I had to learn that lesson the hard way, because I remember the first year that I was no longer someone's wife, but I was still several people's mama, that I had to do Christmas on my own. And I struggled with that because I was thinking, oh, well, I was able to do this before. Well, now circumstances are different. So now, we have a little theme, and I got this from my best friend, Rachel, and her thing was for her kids is something you can wear, something you can read, something that you want, something that you need, for your Christmas list. And so we utilize that a lot. And then, if mama can, you get a little extra. But I want people to enjoy the things that we talked about: being with family, being with friends, having fun, acting a fool, and eating some good food, sans the chitlins.
Yes.
So I just think, make it a holidays full of cheer and not stress. So
we gotta add that acting food to our little
I know. Look.
I was really blessed with a child who she was never one of those kind of kids, a label kid, or she had to have these expensive things or whatever. I talked about her with Halloween. Like, she was content with going to Walgreens, picking out, saying a couple of bags of candy. You put them in a little pumpkin bag, and she's sitting and watching some scary movies. But she was never the kind of kid that had this big long list of things that she wanted. I mean, she always wanted like a baby doll or Barbie dolls. I want to say the most expensive thing she's ever asked for was those iPod. What was those things called? The iPod.
With the music,
Yeah, we can't hear you, Danya. You on mute.
iPods, because she wanted to listen to music. I remember that.
iPod. She wanted a cell phone, but this is more teenager, and it's one of them game things or whatever. And that was after they had been out for a minute. She was kind of late to the party or whatever. So I think when she was interacting with other kids, they had this thing. But she was never a kid that, had this whole big list of things. I had to be like, so what do you want? What? So I would have to I would just have to be creative and, kind of, buy her things that I thought that, she would like, books and Barbies, and, she was into pink. She loved pink. So I never really played with, I didn't like Barbie dolls. I had a Barbie doll head, but I didn't like the little, stiff things that you put their clothes on like this or whatever. So I like strawberry shortcake. And so I, kind of decorated her room with strawberry shortcake. So she wanted a strawberry shortcake doll and those kind of things. So like you say, Danya, the holidays are what you make them. It shouldn't be about receiving something. It should be about giving. But one thing I have a problem with, and this is just me as an individual. I appreciate the fact that people want to help others during the holidays, but in my mind, I'm always like, well, this person's probably still hungry 11 months or 10 months out the year. So it's cool to do things at Thanksgiving and Christmas, but what is it that you are doing throughout the year? And that's one thing I appreciate about the best sorority in the whole wide world, Delta Sigma Theta. Woo there's a lot of volunteer things that don't be a hater. Put the red glasses back on, boo. Delta Sigma Theta is always part of. They're always giving back and volunteering and doing things. And so last year, was it last year here and the year before, I was able to volunteer for Thanksgiving and Christmas in Seattle. Actually cooking. I was cooking some meals and serving and packaging them up. And I have a little funny story. So this lady who was over the kitchen part, right? So I come from a line of chefs. I think my mom and granny and my dad. And so I'm doing stuff how we do them. And she's like, don't use this. Don't use too much of this. Use this. And I'm just like, ooh, this gonna be nasty. Because she had her own look. I mean, she was barely sprinkling anything. I was just like, ooh, bless their hearts and all their parts. These sweet potatoes ain't gonna taste like nothing. But it still makes you feel good to know that you're doing something for somebody. Right. And I'm just saying that for those of you who like to give back, consider giving throughout the year and not just at Thanksgiving and Christmas. I'm sure they would appreciate some of that good stuff during those times, but if these people are homeless and hungry, they're there from January all the way through December. And so use your discernment about what you give or do. But I think just as a Christian, the things that we have that God has blessed us with are not for us. They're actually for us to be able to help other people. And for me, reading and studying that, I've just been so grateful for what God has blessed me with. But I do know that what I have is just not all just for me and my family. It's actually to help others. And so I'm kind of looking forward to, I don't know, I'm going to be going away for Thanksgiving. I'm going to visit my little brother in Ohio. And then for Christmas, I'm going to visit my mom, my granny, and my aunt and my cousin. And so I'm looking forward to spending time with family. And, I can't wait to do it. I'm here all alone, me and my husband. We have nobody here. And so we just kind of like womp, 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 womp around the holidays. What y'all got? Y'all got anything else about holiday cheer?
That's it for me.
That's it for you. We're gonna have to learn you to love Christmas. You act like you don't, but you sound like you're doing an awful lot not to like it. You got 5 kids. Juju, you got anything else you want to say?
No, I mean, I agree exactly what you said. I said most of the, don't just help once, but continue to help. And most of the programs and stuff that we're involved with, they are through our church. So we are helping them and giving back to them throughout the year. But you're right, people tend to think about things just on those specific holidays, when in reality, there's people in need all around, all 365 days a year. So, and I don't like how Christmas is commercialized now. Like everybody thinks you gotta, there's people going into debt trying to buy gifts and doing all that. And it's like, I have to be honest, a long time ago, I mean, years ago, we had to have a sit down with our family and be like, we are not doing Christmas gifts. Because it used to be at one point where we were trying to buy all the cousins, all the aunts, everybody, when we would go home and buy Christmas gifts from all of that. And it became so expensive. And me and my husband was like, you know what, we need to work on getting debt free. That's our goal, debt free for our family. So when they're really in need, all we got to do is write the check. So, I mean, and that was hard to take, especially for people like my mom and then who love Christmas and who do, these big, wonderful things. But we just had to sit down with family and be like, that's not our focus. We don't want this to be what the holidays are about. So don't go into debt. Don't spend all this time with money. Make Christmas about being with family, spending time with them, showing them your love, showing them their appreciation, celebrating the birth of Christ. Let it be more about just getting gifts.
Yeah, I tell you what, honey, because when with all my nieces and nephews y'all done blessed me with, then I end up having grandchildren and all that, and trying to send Christmas gifts here. First of all, the doggone shipping costs more than the item that you just sent this person, and it was just way too much. And so now I just do birthdays, and I tell David, TT coming. So I would say, we hope that you guys have a very happy and safe holiday season. Be with the ones you love. If you can't be with the ones you love the one you with. Just play it. That was a little funny. Please keep the reason for the season at the forefront. Do what you can. Don't put yourself in no debt. Don't worry yourself about trying to buy somebody something. It's really the most important is to be loving to people, is to be helpful and to be kind. And so on that note, we say happy holidays and peace and hair grease. Bye.
Bye.